Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL Fantasy video. Today I'm going to present to you some wildcard draft. I will be considering that you've used all of your chips and you need to prepare from Matchday 5 to Matchday 8. I don't think Matchday 5 is particularly a good week to activate the wildcard chip, but if you have decided that it's time for you to use it, we will use it. Of course, I will be using a calculator to calculate the price points because currently we don't have anything to show us the budget, and at the end I'm going to present it to you like this, and we're going to see the budget that we are at and if we're losing some money or if we have to make some adjustments. Of course, we're going to go through the fixtures, pinpoint the teams where we are going to target, and of course if any injuries occur during Saturday and Sunday's games, because I'm recording before any games are played, we can find appropriate replacement from this team or from another team as well. So the first step is to remove everyone. Sadly, as mentioned, the budget isn't going to be sufficient enough. This is my limitless team if you're looking for a quick limitless draft to check. Now, starting with the fixtures that we want to take a look at. Here is a fixture difficulty rating that we can see. So we're starting with Ajax. They have an okay run, but they're shit. So yeah, I'm not going to target them. Arsenal have a mixed bag of fixtures. Now it's Bayern Munich, but then it's Bruges. Then it's Inter, but then it's Kairat. So I think I might be staying away from Arsenal and just pick some of their players in Matchday 8. Honestly, if I'm using the wild card in 6, I would target them probably in 6, 7 and 8. I would say Inter, okay, yeah. But I think one player from them is more than enough. Atalanta, Frankfurt, but then Chelsea, Atletico Bilbao and Union. I think Atalanta is a good team to target in my eyes, and I see it as a nice entry point to the players. Then we go to Bilbao, it's Slavia Praha, but then PSG. I would be steering clear for now. Atletico Madrid from Matchday 6 onwards, I think they're great. Now it's Inter Milan. We'll see if we can fit in some of them, but I think from 6 onwards, Atletico Madrid is great. Barca, I think I will be picking players from Barca. Oh, most of the teams are from 6 onwards great. So yeah, a little bit tough to make some decisions. Bayer Leverkusen, the same. Then Newcastle, Olympiacos, and Villarreal. I can see a Grimaldo pick appearing in my team. Bayern Munich, 6 onward, Sporting Union, PSV. That's why I told you that it's pretty tough to decide. I might resolve to my wild card as well because I have Gabriel, Chauba not playing, and Hakimi injured. And probably Goldmada, is injured as well. So I might just activate the wild card earlier and just be done with it because a lot of things happened during my last activation, but that's a different topic. Benfica, Ajax, Napoli, Juve, Real Madrid, no. Bordeaux Limit, Juve, Dortmund, City, Atletico, no. Chelsea's Barcelona, Atalanta, Pafos, Napoli. It's a mix, so I would be a little bit hesitant there. Bruges, it's Sporting, Arsenal, Kairat, Marseille, no thank you. Copenhagen is no thank you. Dortmund, yeah, I can see myself picking some Dortmund players. Only Matchday 8, it's a question mark, but we'll avoid just Matchday 8. Frankfurt is Atalanta and Karabakh, but then Barcelona in the middle and Spurs in the end. A little bit tough for where Galatasaray, I can pick players from Galatasaray. I would consider Osimhen for now injured. Of course, if he's fit, more than welcome to pick. Inter, Atleti, Liverpool, Arsenal and Dortmund, no thank you. Juve is a team that I like. Bordeaux, Pafos, Benfica, Monaco. So Juve is going to be one of the main teams that we go for. Then we select players from Kairat. Yeah, Kairat looks okayish. I can get a cheap player from Kairat by the looks of it, but for now, not going to be resolving to that. Then we move to a team like Liverpool. I think Liverpool is a good team to target at the moment. City, a good team to target, even though we have Real Madrid. I think City should be a prime team to target. Marseille, apart from Liverpool, I like a lot. Monaco is mid-run, probably not. Napoli is a team that I would be getting for sure in my team. Benfica, Copenhagen and Karabakh, yeah, it's in. Newcastle, mix. Leverkusen, PSG, tough. Olympiacos, after Real Madrid, I can get them. Yeah, it looks like. PSG, yeah, are wearing PSG players, even though Mensch and Hakimi are both out. There are rumors that Mensch might be fit and might be playing, but yeah, you never know. PSV avoid Karabakh, okay, look at. So I might consider Real Madrid. Yeah, I would consider Real Madrid. Slavia Praha no, Sporting no, Spurs. We'll see. For now, no. Union and Villarreal, no. So starting to pick the team, I think it's good to start with the teams that I mentioned that are good in the long run from now up until match day 8. Then we're going to start picking some great assets around them that have some mixed fixture because it's pretty hard to nail down the teams. We're starting with mentioning Napoli. I think that Napoli is a great team to target long term, and here I will be bringing in McTominay. He's a mid-price midfielder that I really enjoy having in my team. He's 7 million, that's very cheap, and with him I have the possibility to play a player in a position where KDB and Anguissa were taking it before, but both of them are injured, so McTominay fits the bill perfectly here. Another player that I wanted to discuss was Karneski, a great defensive asset. Atalanta has Frankfurt. Yeah, Chelsea is tough, but after that we have Atletico Bilbao and Union, so I think Karneski makes a lot of sense. Now we need to find a proper replacement for Karneski that plays on different days, and he plays on day 2, so on day 1 let's try with Napoli. So Napoli and Karabakh. Then we go to match day 6, it's Atalanta versus Chelsea and Napoli is on second day. Then it's match day 7 when it's Napoli versus Copenhagen and Atalanta versus Athletic. And then on match day 8 everyone plays together but Atalanta faces Union. That makes a lot of sense, and I think that Milinkovic-Savic makes the most sense here as a backup keeper. We're done with the keepers for 8.6. So for now we have 15.6 worth of players. That's a lot of money saved. Next up, I think Juve are the team that I want to target, and Kenanio just for 6.7 makes the list here. That leads us to 22.3. And another defender that I want to have, one of my cheap options, is going to be Gatti. For 4.6, I think that it will make a lot of sense picking that defender. I think under Spalletti, they will improve a lot. Ben Sabiani, he is in my limitless draft, but I want to return him in my Wildcard draft as well, because he's cheap, reliable on penalties, and Dortmund face Villarreal, Bodio, Spurs, and Inter in the last day. I can even not play Ben Sabiani because we have to think of a team that we might not play on match day 8. We need, basically, we can resolve to 6 players that are not playing, which is perfect. 4 that are on the bench and 2 that we can transfer out, so I think that's a good sense. But honestly, that's a good starting point. I have a lot of cheap options that are playing regularly, cheap rotation goalkeeper and cheap midfielders. Mentioning Manchester City facing Leverkusen, facing Bodio, facing Galatasaray, I am not going to be able to resist bringing in Erling Haaland. Plus 10.7, it's a lot of money, but I think it makes a lot of sense. And if I'm picking Man City player that faces Real Madrid, I'm picking a Real Madrid player facing Real Madrid. I'm picking Mbappe as my other premium striker. Sadly, we cannot go for the 3 of them. I wanted Kane as well, but for now Kane is staying away from the team, as I think that even though he faces Arsenal, then he has Sporting Union and PSV. Maybe we can sell one of Haaland or Mbappe, whoever is not playing enough minutes or well, just to bring in Kane. But let's think about this week first and foremost. Speaking about another player that I think this week and for the long term it's going to be good, it's Kvaratskhelia. We are adding 8.1 more. That's a lot of money already gone, but I think he is in a good position with a good fixture run against Tottenham, Bilbao, Sporting at Newcastle. He will make a lot of moves and he will be present here. Now what we are lacking is an Arsenal defender, and that Arsenal defender needs to be populated, and immediately that means that William Saliba with the injury of Gabriel makes a lot of sense. Of course you can resolve to someone like Timber, but they tend to rotate. He tends to play every time, but once he got benched, and I don't think you need that thing in your team. just bring in Saliba this week. It's even not a necessity to start with him, but I think Saliba is good in this run and in the long run as well. Of course, in Matchday 7, if you can survive without an Arsenal defender, it will be interesting, because in 6 you're not playing Gabriel. In 7 you might not want to play an Arsenal defender against Inter, and against Kairat you will know who starts for Arsenal. So yeah, we might resolve and downgrade Saliba in the run, but for now we are picking him. Virgil makes a lot of sense. Liverpool, I already mentioned, faces PSV, Inter, Marseille and Karabakh, and for 6.1 I don't think there is a lot of issues to bring in Virgil. And now we are in a predicament. Now we have a lot of good teams that we're missing, and the best team that we're missing, of course, in any sense, it's Barcelona. And now we need to make some decisions. Do we go expensive in midfield or in attack? And the answer for me is midfield. I'm bringing Lamine Yamal in plus 9.9. It's a lot of money, but we are in a good position with him to be in the squad. I like him a lot, and I think he is a good coverage for that Barcelona team. Of course, Fermin Lopez and Rashford are good, but with Leva, with Rafinha back in contention, I just don't want to risk it. I think Yamal is playing every minute of every game, or at least most of the minutes of every game. So I'm picking him as my Barcelona options. We're currently at 83.3 million, so we need to preserve a little bit of money. So we're removing the Barcelona filter, and we're going to start looking for some cheap gems that can enable the rest of our team. Speaking about some cheap gems, let's start with looking at the defensive line, because at the end of the day, in defense we can have a bit more saving with a good run from some good teams. We have Juve covered. We don't have PSG covered, but with Mensch, Adopt and Hakimi out, I don't know if I'm willing to go and pick some players from them. We have Arsenal covered. We have Atalanta covered. Atletico Madrid we didn't cover yet. So I think here is where I will just pick Alvarez and go with him. That is plus 9.1. And we're left with around 10 million, because I think a lot of teams are, let's say we're left with 9 million and we need to make something happen with these 9 million. The first thing I will do is sell Saliba. We are back to a lot of more money present. And now picking defenders gets a little bit harder, even because I'm not a fan of a lot of defenses. At the moment, Arsenal is the best one. So if we're risking it with Saliba, I'm just picking Timber and I'm saving 1 million. And now it makes more sense, because I can go and pick a 4.5 defender. We go, let's say 4.7. Okay, 4.5. Yeah, the good defenders are not 4.5. They are 4 point something. So, Lucasen is good. Dan Burn, okay. Trippier, Botman, Pedro Porro, Thiaw. Newcastle are having Marseille, Leverkusen, PSV. I can see myself picking someone, and I think Thiaw makes a lot of sense. So that leaves us with 4 million. Let's say 5.5 million for a midfielder. We go to midfielders. We pick the 5.5. Let's go to 6, because most of them are with a good increased price. So Benfica Estevao is here. I can risk it with best. This is Bicalio. That is from Karabakh, I think. And Karabakh are having Napoli, Ajax, Frankfurt. And they face Napoli on the first day. So I can go there. Bentancur, Zubir, Agyun is here, but he's injured. Torreira, Pasalic from Atalanta. I think Pasalic makes a lot of sense as an attacking midfielder for Atalanta, and I'll be going for Pasalic. So adding this player in. I know that this draft looks a little bit shit, but it's tough to decide this week. If it was next week, I can pick players from Barca more openly, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. Probably would avoid against City, but still will have a lot of potential to pick. But I think for 101.7 million, this is the price that we're paying. I think that's a nice team. It's a nice wild card, and I quite enjoy it. I want to hear your opinion about it, because I know it looks kind of strange, to be fair, but you have a nice forward line with penalty takers. You have Kvara, Eugis, Yamal, McTominay in midfield. You have penalty taker in the back. You have Thiaw. You have Van Dijk, who has been amazing. A nice rotating combo. I think you have it all. Once again, for me, it's not the best approach to activate the wild card now. I think you should be waiting for at least 6. If you have a lot of issues, of course, activate it. No need to struggle. Yeah, during 6 and 7, there is a big gap, but I think you will manage. It's better to have one player now, less in 7 instead of struggling this week, and then just probably for the probability. So I might activate in 6 as well. We will get to that. But yeah, for 5, I think that is a good wildcard draft that you are seeing up here. Yes, here. If you want to support me, don't forget to subscribe. I finally reset the goal to 10k. So you go and subscribe and we will be aiming for 10k. It's a very long aim, but we can do it all. This is the mini league. Join it, beat me, and I think that's going to be it. I think that we're in a good position, and I think that we're going to have a lot of fun in the next couple of weeks. Of course, tomorrow, my final limitless probably, then some deadline tips with captaincy options. For everyone that's not playing, maybe some transfer options here and there. We will discuss, we will have it all. But for now, guys, this is going to be it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will be seeing you very, very soon. But for now, I'll be heading out. Bye!